decided we're ready.
Hey
Hello.
guys,
What's up, y'all?
everything looks good on the screen. I think we are live, and sound looks like it's working.
I think we have some.
You've got
Winter's alive.
sunspots all over your face.
I'm getting a
sorry
very
about
specific
that.
tan.
My window is mean. It's a cruel window.
Yeah.
It doesn't care who you are or where you're sitting. It'll get you.
I'm gonna go home with just this row of tan on me. No one will know why.
A little bit of vitamin D, a little bit of sun.
Yeah. Slightly good for me.
Hey guys, we are. I'm Playful David Calkins.
I'm Playful Winter Mullinets.
I am a playful Steven, aka Brain Slop.
Are you sure? Last time you weren't sure.
I guess I don't know why.
It's not popping up for you.
They didn't pop up for me.
Our little thing is broken.
My awesome. Just imagine right there below me, like add to Brain Slop. That totally didn't work.
Try it again.
All right, let's do it.
It's mocking you.
Oh man,
What's up with that? It
You
worked
know-
before.
I shouldn't have done this, but right before, when I was opening OBS, it asked me to update to the latest version. I should not have done that.
The latest version is now Brain Slop's name doesn't come up when you.
That was
that was in
the
the patch
specific patch note. Yeah.
Yeah.
They called it out.
Well, it's all right. Who needs that? I don't need the fame, if you will.
Yeah, you're already famous enough.
Just way famous, so famous.
I can't handle your fame right now.
It's distracting.
It's so bright.
Yeah. Is that what that is? Makes a lot of sense.
There's
we-
refracted fame coming on us from the window.
We are the servers are down for
Yeah.
some routine maintenance.
Yes.
And we figured we would just kind of hop in here and hang out with you guys while they're down because
Yeah.
you guys deserve it,
Yes.
frankly.
Because we love you.
We do.
True.
We do. What is this routine maintenance all about?
Well, what I
do we
like
want to
to-
tell folks? Because I think the truth is a little bit scary.
I don't know if they can handle the real truth.
I
But I
think-
always imagine when.
Isn't it related to Cosmo Chizard
Well, now that you
chewing
mention
through the
it,
cables?
that's exactly what happened. Now that you reminded me, I'm
Yeah.
reminded that when Cosmo's ship was, skirting through the atmosphere, and it took there was a pocket of cold air, as we know, over the United States, caused low pressure. Cosmo's ship went down, and it just randomly came to McKinney, Texas, and ran right into like the wire that hooks to our servers.
That, or I think didn't literally just like trip over like the plug to the servers, and we had to we broke a
think
bunch of
so.
stuff. And we had to fix it.
One of those two things, or maybe a different thing happened. for sure.
Probably one of those two, or a third random maintenance thing is the case.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, we are here. We're gonna hang out. This should only take 30 minutes.
Yeah, we don't think this is very long. So if you think about our releases when we do an update to Creativerse, which is not what's happening here, we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
But when we do a release for Creativerse, we do bring the servers down. Whoa, what's happening?
Kinda
Yeah,
ninja.
And we have to deploy a whole new game version, and that takes some extra time. And then there might be additional work. Let's add some products to the game. Let's this and that. Various
We need more
things.
goo, more globs of goo.
Yeah, the supplies of goo are running low, and we need
Pink
to.
blocks.
We have to shut the game down and literally stuff the goo into the servers.
Yeah,
It's
so
very
all
messy.
those things happen every time.
Yes.
It's fair to say.
That took me back to the 80s.
We're peeling back the curtain, and
Yeah.
showing them how the sausage
Glimpse
is
under the
made.
hood.
It's messy.
Yeah. Speaking of sausage, so that time we don't have to do any of this stuff. Literally, I think the servers are coming down, drain the world, and then we're gonna bring it right back up. So we're not gonna take that long.
Yeah, what it really is I think our server provider is doing their yearly reset, and we are temporarily putting them on different servers.
Yeah,
and
something
then
like that.
we will switch it back. It's engineer stuff. They've got it all
Very
handled.
exciting.
They're very good at their job, so it should be very smooth.
Yeah.
And if it's not, we will be here working tirelessly until it's
Yeah.
fixed. So
And just let us know.
we figured we'd come on and answer some questions. Do you guys have any questions for us?
I would love to see some questions. We have right here up. We have our Twitch chat, our YouTube chat, even our Mixer chat.
Hey,
Jinx
we
Charm
even
22.
have some people talking in Mixer.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a thriving community.
It's usually pretty quiet, but today we've got 5 people.
Yeah, Julia's in there, Remy D.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? Before we start answering questions, I've got a question for you guys. How's your New Year? How was your holiday?
Seriously.
That's a
I
good
would
question.
want to know that immediately.
Yeah. Now. No, seriously, tell us now.
Tell us as soon as possible, please. I'm reading some comments or some questions here. When are we going to get some premium blocks added to the list of columns, slabs, and slopes? Question by Pilferage on Twitch. That's a great question. That's something that we directly talked about doing, right? So we added a couple updates ago. The column craze happened to all of us, and we became crazed with columns.
I'm still crazed.
Just anything kind of even remotely shaped like a column, like this water bottle, kind of like a column, and we would just be crazy about it. So,
are you saying we're gonna have water bottle blocks?
That
sponsored by
sounds like what I
Dasani?
was saying.
Okay.
If I had to interpret my own words.
No, I would say if we're gonna get, we have to do hint.
I'm crazed.
That's the way to go.
By that bottle as well. So
Flavored blocks.
that was an example of us adding kind of this new shape, and it was just round versions of some of our existing blocks, and we wanted to continue to add those. We talked about, hey, can we go back to some of our premium bundles, maybe some of our super bundles, and add some of those shapes, not just columns, but additional slabs, slopes. That's the other one, the triangle, if you will, the triangle blocks, the slope. And it's just a matter of when we can make time to do that. To spare the, set aside some art resources to get those textures looking right, get them all hooked up in the, ask design, hey, give us some item descriptions and, hook those all up for us. And so definitely something we want to do. I'd like the idea of doing that to get people to revisit some of those super bundles that they may have haven't built with lately and say, hey, now I got these different shape profiles. Now I want to get back to building with Hidden Temple. Now they've got a column or something. So definitely something we've talked about doing recently even. It's just a matter of finding the time, but we love the idea. Thanks for the question.
Love it. We love the idea. A lot of questions are kind of popping up. Too many really to respond to. This one is important, I think. Playful, will you consider skateboards?
I'm considering them right now.
I was just about to say, I'm definitely considering them in this moment. I am for skateboards. I was never good at it as a kid. I tried many, many times to do the jumping thing, and I never made it.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you ever skate in the days?
No. As a kid, I think at the house we had a skateboard, but it never even occurred to me to try anything but stand still like this on it and just slowly roll across. That's and I thought I was doing it. I thought I was skateboarding, and so
you were skateboarding.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm done. I've done it, and it's over.
You can cross that off your bucket list.
Gravity loves me too much for skateboarding. I still to this day, at my age, I will find a way to find the ground, even without a skateboard. So.
I'm gonna tempt fate.
Any chance of a glider costume? Asks Cyberdrake777. I like that idea. I really do.
So I could probably rewind a little bit and give us, and take what I said about premium block shapes and just play it again and just dub over myself saying glider costumes, and the answer would be pretty similar.
You'd have to be like glider costumes, like they do on
love
TV.
The idea
of
adding glider costumes, and we think that we would like to add glider. So, what I would like to return the question to you, our folks watching, is what kind of costumes would you like to see? So one that we've tossed around, and it's just a matter of we got to pick and choose our battles with our small, scrappy trademark team. Is picking our battles, and so it hasn't happened yet, but totally an option for the future. We talked about maybe some cool bat wings for the Halloween update, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then it turns into cool flapping bat wings or something like that. But I would love to hear from the community here in chat, or think it over a little bit. Let us know on the forums or on Twitter or on Blooper or Zimzam. Let us know all of those places. What kind of costumes you love to see.
Zimzam is the hot new social media platform.
It's up and coming.
Everybody's Snap is dead. Snapchat is dead. If you're not on Zimzam, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Get out of here.
I thought I knew you.
Let's see. Oh, somebody's very excited about hoverboard. Okay, I think we kind of covered skating.
Yeah.
So
it's fair to say that when we considered skateboards, we also considered as a subset hoverboards.
Yes, anything that is a board that moves.
Yeah.
And is something that you can fall and break your head open riding.
Yes.
Who needs a head?
But yeah, all of that stuff is exciting. And like Brainsloth said, it's a matter of like our team is small, scrappy, and we have a limited amount of time to do all of the stuff we want to do. So it's just a matter of prioritizing. But I'm sure that we could probably nudge skateboards a few rungs up the ladder of priorities.
Yeah, as always, if there's something, your pet feature or thing that you really love, it's your job then to be super noisy about it and let us know all the time.
Right.
And all over the community, on the forums. Go show up in your favorite
just spam
YouTube
those
guys.
No, don't spam the forums.
And just make comments in their streams. It doesn't have to be a Creativerse stream. Just go to like a stream about how to draw and just say, hey, and Creativerse should have skateboards. And just tell them, and then the word will get back to us.
A change.org petition might work. You just start up a petition
Change the world.
and get 100,000 million signatures.
Since people are asking about costumes, what would you guys like to see as costumes if you could have anything in Creativerse? What costume would you want? I'd want a fairy costume with a unicorn horn.
Fairy with a unicorn.
Atticus says, can we get a party hat costume?
That seems very doable. We already have party hats in the game that our pets can wear, and then they're feeling very they appear very festive when they're wearing those hats.
They do.
I think that's an easy ask that I would love to put to the team. Party hats.
We should be taking notes. We'll save this chat thread and go back through and comb through, because we're not able to get to you guys are talking very fast, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But we're not able to read everything, but we will go back and read through, because we love getting feedback.
That's a good question. I'm going to answer with this is a Creativerse type answer, which is that we have in our super bundles these awesome swords. There's the hidden temple sword. It looks really cool. It's got these huge, I don't think it'd be very effective as a sword. It's kind of blocky, and it's got these nodules on it, but it's really cool. And we've got the galactic, what was that thing called? The galactic incapacitator, and all these cool premium swords that I would love to see made into costumes. And I think we've talked about it before. It's a question that gets asked a lot in these live streams, and I'd love to hopefully we're gonna have the time to make that happen, because that would just be a huge win to be able to use those skins on top of your existing sword. So that's my in the world of Creativerse answer.
Yeah. And as I'm reading through all the questions we're missing, I feel like the answer is going to be fairly similar to most of them, in that we love the ideas, and we will definitely add them to our list. But it's all about priorities. Maybe while we're kind of letting that percolate and kind of stewing on all these great ideas, something big happened this week. Yesterday. You want to talk about that? Do we want to talk about what happened yesterday? Something to do with Elfie.
Oh, yeah. You guys unlocked the final reward.
You guys did it.
Community reward.
We knew you could do it. We're super proud of you.
I was checking through. So for context, what we're talking about, if you haven't been in the game in a while, there was a community goal. And we challenged you, the Creativerse community, to turn in 25 million toys. These are toys that you looted every time you trapped a trog and defeated, found the spies, or threw snowballs at the targets, or chopped down those trees. Anytime you accomplished one of those goals, you got some toys back.
Yep.
And maybe you saved them up because you love toys, or maybe you turned them into Elfie, the trader, and got some recipes and some cool items. When you did that, we counted all those toys, and yesterday you hit the 25 million. I almost said $25 million. No, not dollars. Just toys.
I'll take that.
You traded in that many toys and unlocked the final community prize, which included the turret.
The snow
the
turret.
Frost turret. Yeah, the snowball turret.
So cool.
Yes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for helping us reach that goal, for helping really to save
Truly.
Save the holidays. All of them. You have single-handedly saved all of the holidays. Yeah. Whatever war there was on any of the holidays, you guys have vanquished the enemy And
even like the lesser known holidays, like those social media holidays, like National Donut Appreciation Sprinkle Day. Like you
Yes.
saved that also.
yes, I remember we did something for National Donut Day last year.
Yeah, it was an
That
important
was
day for
it
creators.
was on Twitter. It was kind of silly. A lot of the stuff we do around here is very seriously silly.
Yes.
In a good way.
But fortunately, we have chosen a career where silliness is rewarded some of the time.
Yes.
So,
And now I really want a donut.
Well, that was the main takeaway here. I was in a Discord chat this morning, I think the Creative Crew, and I saw someone posted like, oh, 25 million toys, and I didn't help at all. That's okay. You didn't need to help. Person who posted on Discord, it's all right. Everyone else, picked up this, took care of it for you. You just got to reap the sweet, sweet rewards. That's it.
for those of you just tuning in, this is our kind of very informal shoot from the hip live stream to keep you guys company while our engineers do some maintenance on our servers. So that's why the game's down right now, and the game should be back up fairly soon. I just saw a comment from somebody saying, why did they kick me out of Creativerse? So yeah, we're just doing some routine maintenance, and it really should be over here within the next 20 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's fair.
And if not, we will go track down our producer and make him answer for these crimes against the Creativerse community, for these crimes against humanity.
What do you have
we'll
to
get
say
our
for
bells.
yourself?
Shame.
We really need to get Larry on one of these streams.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I can already see his face like,
That would be one of his faces.
Yep. Somebody's asking about a general Discord channel for Creativerse. That's a great question.
That's a great question.
That's a question we've asked ourselves many times in the past. I think we are interested
That's fair
in
to say.
doing that, but I think we've been hesitant to jump into that just because we already are. Our team has a lot of stuff that we do kind of behind the scenes here. It's not all just pure silliness, and we want to make sure that when we start a Discord channel, we have the resources, the manpower, the person power to represent and make sure that's a good, fun place to be.
Yeah, and so actually we're pretty big fans of Discord, and we use it in our sneak preview group. We have a channel there, and all our players that have contacted us and said, hey, I want to check out new stuff before everyone else, which also I invite any of you to do if that sounds cool. Like, just send us an email or contact one of our forum moderators on the forums, or hit us on ZipZap, any of those things.
Yep.
And we'll give you the couple ground rules, and then we'll let you in the group. And so we use Discord for that. It's a lot of fun. It seems a pretty powerful, kind of cool chat client, and we really like it. And so, yeah, we've talked about it. It's just to do it right, I think takes, as David was just saying, would take a lot of, we'll make sure it's moderated well and not just a horrible, nightmarish place.
Right.
And so we'll continue to consider it, I think it's fair to say. Maybe the time will come.
I think that time will come
Yeah.
at some point here soon. Let's see.
if I may, Nerve UK had a question. He
Okay.
asked if he can be a dinosaur when he grows up. Yes, you can.
Winter says you can.
You can be a dinosaur.
I would have said no, honestly. But Winter's more, Winter's a optimist.
I'll throw my weight behind that one. I support your yes.
Yep. So
I want
Be a
raptor
dinosaur.
costume.
Chase your bliss. Live your truth.
Yes.
Tinfoil Chef, does the new turret actually do damage to mobs? It does.
It does.
Someone was saying that they busted a bunch down in the corrupted layer and just left them alone with the thing, and thing got, snowballed down. It took a little while, but hey, zero effort, zero chopping involved. It's all just snowballs.
Yeah. I'd love to see like a video clip. If somebody wants to make a clip of like a thing just getting battered by snowball turrets, that'd be fun. I'm sure we could make one ourselves, but you guys always make better stuff than we do. So
Yeah, for sure.
I honestly get jealous when I see your builds. You guys make some of the coolest stuff.
yes. That is true.
It's true.
What else are you guys seeing? What other questions do you want to answer?
Let's see. Keep them coming, you guys. We're definitely seeing what y'all are saying. We don't think it'll be to answer more folks asking about when the server's coming up. Shouldn't take too much longer. We're just saying, hey, we're here hanging out, listening to you.
Kalixian asked about adventures and if we have any plans for adventures in the future. You know, it's something we're always looking at because we haven't abandoned adventures, no worries. But we're a small team, so it's a matter of priorities, like David and Stephen have said.
Yeah, so there's a few things that we really love about adventures. The kind of amount of creativity it unlocks and the possibility to do things that are just even beyond, way beyond building buildings or kind of, it allows players to create experiences and we've already, even with the amount of adventures, tools and everything that we have now, which is not a ton, we've seen some really crazy things that we had no idea folks could even do this in Creativerse. And we love that empowering our users to express themselves with that creativity, and adventures is really important to us for that. That said, I think there are some tools that would go a long way towards making the system more accessible to everyone. Yes. Right now, I can name kind of a few of the biggest adventure creators, and these are folks that really got into the system, folks like Super Dave and Jiffy that really got into the system and figured it out. But maybe to new players, it's not so intuitive. How do I create an adventure from start to finish? There's a lot in that process, and I think any improvements we made, we could get a lot of mileage out of improvements that are focused on making the process more clear, easier to do, easier to iterate on the adventures and levels that you're creating and stuff like that. And so
yeah, I think one of my favorite times playing Creativerse that was outside of like hanging out with you guys, because that's trumps all of my favorite moments, but my personal favorite moment in Creativerse was early last year when I was building adventures, and I built one for the sneak preview servers, and then I built one on production on live. And it I'm not a game designer, and adventures almost kind of force you to think like a game designer, and it was such a cool, first of all, we appreciate how hard those guys' jobs are and how talented they are for coming up with all of the design that they come up with. The second of all, it's just a lot of fun. So yeah, I think it was called Dom Thur's Day Spa. It's still around if you want to go play it. You can search for Playful David and Adventures, but I love making adventures, and I think there's more we could do to make them more accessible, because it's almost a little bit too there's to make a really compelling adventure, you have to really know machines, you have to really know all of the different kind of parameters to set on the different entities, and we'd love to make that a little bit more accessible. So
thanks for the question. I'm checking out some more here.
So many good questions.
We are just reading through them right now.
When will all servers be reset? Are you talking about worlds? No, we don't have any plans to do that. I can still join a world that I created on day one in R1, and it's old and it's a little different and there's no trogs, but hey, it's there. It's playable.
Yep.
So,
there's no canyons in those worlds, but they're still there, and you can still play them.
No plans to do that.
Somebody asked, this is an interesting one, is Creativerse's backstory actually complete?
That backstory.
What is Creativerse's backstory?
So, David, and Winter, maybe you saw this too. If you remember, around the time we launched, there was a live stream that David, you did with Thor, the design lead on the project. And what he was saying...
Didn't we ask him that very question?
It came up, and there was a conversation about it. And I think at that time, adventures were very new, and we were very much starting to understand how much we wanted to kind of give the lore and the storytelling power in Creativerse to the players, and say, hey, here's, we have these mobs like Mirus and things. and we can make them atmospheric and make them cool and creepy, and maybe you understand how they fit into our world. But we also give you the tools to create any world you want. That was kind of something that we were very interested in at the time, and I don't know. I mean, so since then we've continued. We've done a lot of different updates and changes to the game. I don't know that. Certainly, it's not something we've talked about a lot.
Not recently.
Recently, I would say.
Yeah, it boils down to we've had many discussions over the years about the lore and the backstory of Creativerse, and compared to the stuff you guys build and the stuff that you guys come up with and the kind of the adventures and the stories in your own lore, like we felt that ours paled in comparison, and so we loved this idea of kind of let's bring in the community, let's have them kind of help tell the story, give you guys the tools and the ability to make your own lore.
Yeah, I will say though, that said, there's some discussions going on now, and I'm not going to be specific at all, but and not directly about lore either, but we're talking about all the time about how do we improve kind of the initial experience in the game, really hook players in right away, make you understand what's special about Creativerse, and there could be some, let's just say it's something that we're always looking at, and you never know how, there may be a variety of different ways to do that. That could include, I won't say lore, but certainly how do you tell the story of Creativerse, to a new player, and so that's stuff that we always we're continuing to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've always seen Creativerse as more of an open-ended thing with just kind of a base narrative of being creative. Allowing people to just be creative and do what they want and show what they want. So I love what we have now.
Yeah. The lore is not our lore, it's your lore. It's all of our lore.
That's it.
So, let's see. All right, we were looking over a question. Questions. Yeah. I'm going to make this chat window bigger.
That'll help.
People are talking really fast, which is awesome. Please
Can
keep.
you make Zater, I guess, says, can you make event items forever in worlds? If I understand your question correctly, so right now the event items, I assume that's talking about, so for the current event, there are the Trog traps, and those are the items that you place in the world, and then they set off this event that you can defeat and then earn some toys. At the Halloween event, it was those haunted idols, and you place those in the world and earn candy that you can spend at Pumpkiru, the trader mob. So when the events end, any items you have, any of those idols or Trog traps that you have will continue to work. You can place them down, you can continue to fight those events and earn the rewards. But the trader mobs will stop showing up, so that's Pumpkiru for Halloween and Elfie for Christmas for the holiday event. They'll stop showing up, and so that means you'll just have to save up your currency, those toys or those candy for next year. And so
start hoarding now,
yeah,
because Elfie's event ends on January 10th. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a week from yesterday on Wednesday.
So you have a little bit less than a week to collect as many toys and as many prizes as you can.
Yep.
So what about, the recipes, obviously, if you've unlocked a recipe, you can make that forever.
Correct. You keep those year long, and you hold on to any of those potions that you saved up. And if you've got stuff like the haunted idols or even some of the currency like toys or candy, you can display those in your world by putting them in a decorative container like the Grav chamber or a shelf or the planter or any of those items, even the holiday, the cool tree that was part of the first community reward during the holiday event. So you can display those year round, but won't be able to trade them in except when the event is active. Thanks for the question.
Yeah.
Hope that answered. Hope that's what you're actually asking.
This is another question that has a similar answer to many questions we've been asked. But I was just playing with Gunner Freak on Playfulverse a few minutes before the stream. He asked if there will ever be a map upgrade so that they can see the different layers and not just the surface. And I remember him asking me in Playfulverse when we were playing, and I didn't have an answer for him then. Honestly, I love that idea. I love the idea of being able to like see all of the inner workings of the cave. Like, I know it's kind of a glitch, but there are those moments where you see, like, you can see through the world before it's loaded, and you kind of see like the cave system that's tunneling down, and it just looks so cool.
Yeah, it does.
I love that idea. I think there are probably some technical hurdles to get over on the engineering side to make that happen. So it sounds like it would not be an easy thing to implement, but it does sound like it'd be super fun. So we appreciate that suggestion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Morona Possessed asks if there will ever be a Steam workshop to upload custom blocks. I think that's a very interesting idea. I know we've talked about custom blocks or, you know, shadeable
Like
blocks.
player painted blocks.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's a great idea, but that's a huge technical hurdle.
Yeah, I don't know. So we have a framework. The game does use the Steam Workshop, and we now have custom blueprint kits, and players, as we've seen, are using those to create all sorts of stuff, from arc signs that have awesome, you know, pixel art already loaded into them, to huge capsules and everything you can imagine in between. And so to me, I don't know. Maybe I won't speak for the engineers. I don't know whether or not that's really something that we wouldn't bite off because it's a technical hurdle, but I think it would need to be implemented thoughtfully. Certainly, you know, how do you prevent you know, the wrong kinds of blocks that you don't want in Creativerse, for example?
There are some blocks we just would not like
Yeah.
to see in Creativerse, but there are some blocks we would very much like to see, like a Princess Unicorn Snowflake Fluffy block. I
could
would
think of
love
at least
to
one of us,
see
David,
that.
I would love that.
Yes, at least one of us, but it should be all of us. I will get you guys on my side sooner or later.
Oh, I'm on your side.
32-bit blocks.
What is that? So,
Wait, what? Who said that?
So to sum up on that, I think it really falls in the category of a lot of these other features that we love the idea of, but when you start to weigh, you know, how much, you know, design does that take? Does it fit into the game? As it, you know, does it fit well into the game we already have? Is it worth, you know, putting at the top of the list versus something else? Then it just comes down to that, you know, picking a path and trying to make the most of the resources that we have.
Yeah. I am hanging out in the Slack channel with our producer. He says just a few more minutes. So just for folks who have joined us late, we're just doing some routine server maintenance to make sure everything runs smoothly for all you guys. And it's only going to take about 30 minutes. It's been a little over 30 minutes now, so I think it sounds like they're pretty close, which I kind of figured it wouldn't be exactly 30 minutes, but I'm willing to cut them some slack because they work hard and they are amazing at what they do. And even Larry.
We believe in you, Larry.
Just messing with you. You're awesome, Larry. You're the best.
Would wall and floor blocks that fill in an area like 3x3, 4x7, etc., would that reduce load on servers for players? I don't think necessarily. I don't think that's a reason to do those. A lot of when we talk about server load, that has more to do with calculations of, you know, things in the world, so maybe machines in the world, or I don't know, updates that the server has to process. And so, you know, filling in, having a 1 3x3 shape instead of 9 individual voxel blocks, I don't think saves the server. That said, there may be a lot of reasons to do that, right? Like there could be a ton of reasons to have a different shaped blocks. Just they look cool, or they fulfill some role. We've talked a lot about wouldn't it be cool if there was a big, instead of just a 2x1 door, just a huge trap, you know, like a castle gate that opens up and down. And so
The answer is yes, it would be cool.
that would be way cool, right? But you know, then you just have to start answering some of those questions. Does it rotate? What happens when there's a tree in the way? You know, and so it comes again down to, well, I think it's solvable, but is that really, you know?
Let me ask you this: would it be cool?
I think it'd be way cool.
All right.
I think we should just leave it there.
I think that's good.
Super
Should we? Oh, let me check. We have more news here. Okay, so it looks like they are getting very close. Very close to the servers being back up and running.
So I think we can kind of wrap up. I wonder if there's maybe one more question we'll take.
We could answer questions.
Yeah.
We could also, do like a tap dance routine, or maybe a rap battle, or maybe finally get to hear your impression of the thing. But I'm not going to ask you.
I think you forget that
I'm not going to ask you to do that today.
I read something as thing a few streams ago. You're forgetting. So it's done. It's out there.
You did.
It'll be on our Twitch clips, I bet. If you go look
I'm sure somebody made a clip of that, just the same way that somebody made a clip of me doing my Pumpkiru impression.
I bet it's the best, has the most views.
Far too similar to Golem for my liking, but that's what happened in the moment. What other stuff do we want to talk about? Is there any other cool stuff? Oh, the contest. Do we want to talk about you want to tell people about the contest we're doing?
Yeah, so Combo's Party Pad contest is going on until the 15th. You still have time to enter. Basically, Combo, I keep wanting to say Cosmo because of Cosmo Treasure.
They're related, so that's why their names are similar.
They get that all the time and they hate it.
Yeah.
That explains the rivalry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Combo is looking for the ultimate place to throw the biggest New Year party he can. And we've invited you guys to build a party pad and put it out there as a blueprint, and he will pick the winners.
Now, explain for some of those folks, because I think we got some questions when we announced. What is a party pad?
A party pad is any place that makes you want to break it down and dance. Like, is it a club? Is it a barn party?
Yeah.
See, I just assumed it would be a barn party, so I'm glad you're specifying that it could also be something like a club.
Yeah.
A club, a forest party.
Have you seen any cool entries so far?
I've seen a lot of really, really cool entries and a lot of unique uses of light and LEDs, and I can't wait to review them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So do you remember when the deadline on that is, Winter?
The 15th is when it ends. Mm-hmm.
So it's still plenty of time to enter, even if you haven't built a single thing. I think there's easily time for you to start from scratch, to start this weekend and build something that could easily take the prize. Because we value, we always look at a lot of things. We look at the scope of the build, how impressive it is. But one of our favorite things to see is just creativity, creative use of blocks, building things in surprising ways that we wouldn't have thought of. Maybe it's a fun take on a party pad that we wouldn't have considered. And so all those things will definitely get our attention, as well as Combo, the contest master, when he, exits his straw-filled hovel and comes out to judge.
Excuse me.
The entries next week, or on the 15th.
So I've just received word, it looks like some folks are already hip to it, that the servers are back on.
Uh-oh.
So we'll be ending here shortly, but if you want to just go ahead and run back into Creativerse, we won't blame you.
It's fine.
We've got 210 people
pretty cool.
watching. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I feel bad that we didn't have anything cooler to show you guys today, but we will next time.
I think this was plenty cool, David. Don't sell yourself short.
I sell myself short every day.
Yeah.
It's just what I do.
So let's just say thank you for joining us during the 30-minute downtime apocalypse that happened today, when there was some routine server maintenance. What I know about servers is very, very limited, so I think that just means they got an oil change, topped off the wiper fluid,
Added some more goo.
Added more goo. Melted some wax, so there's stocks of melted wax for your forge to give back to you. It doesn't melt the wax; it just accepts your wax and then hands back wax that's already melted. It's just a trade. The little-known Creativerse fact.
Let's just go ahead and we'll go ahead and cut you off while you're ahead there, Francois. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Thank you for being patient while we fix the servers.
Seriously.
What do you guys want to tell folks before we sign off?
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Love you guys, and we will talk to you next time.
And if you want to follow just David or Winter on Twitter.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's broken.
All right.
All right, see you guys.
Bye, y'all.